The movie opens in the year 1961, when concrete walls and barbed wire divide East Berlin against all treaties and agreements with the West. Even the weak links on the barriers are quickly sealed. Over 1 million men, women, and children are imprisoned without benefit of trial. Freedom is gained only at the risk of sudden death at the hands of machine gun-bearing border guards. The scene then cuts to Karl Schroeder, a chauffeur to East German Major Eckhart, and his seductive wife, Heidi. It turns out Kurt is having a secret affair with Heidi. One night, after spending some time with her, Kurt heads towards a bar in order to have some drinks. On the way, he meets his friend Gunther Jurgens, that's a German-ass name, driving a tow truck. Kurt asks for a ride to the nearby bar, which Gunther agrees to provide. While driving, Kurt asks where he's heading, to which the latter pretends to have some work. However, Kurt senses something amiss and warns him from taking any wrong steps before departing. As he suspected, Gunther soon speeds his truck towards the border wall, intending to escape to the west side. He must really love Snoop Dogg. Though he manages to breach the wall, he becomes entangled in the barbed wire, after which he is mercilessly shot down by the border guards. When Gunther does not come home until the morning, his sister Erika gets concerned and heads out in search of him. She goes to her brother's workplace, a car garage, and asks his colleagues about his whereabouts. However, no one seems to have any idea about it. Shortly after, a worker tells her that he saw him with Kurt the previous night and provides her with Kurt's address. Following this, Erika pays a visit to Kurt, who lives with his mother, Uncle Albrecht, sister Ingeborg, and kid brother Helmut. She then talks to him in private, and the latter reveals how her brother broke through the barrier, disregarding his warning. But before Kurt can disclose about his tragic fate, Erika misunderstands that her brother successfully made it to the other side. As a result, she also decides to follow her brother's suit and enter West Berlin. She promptly walks out and heads to the nearby border wall, but as she attempts to crawl under the barbed wire, Kurt somehow manages to pull her away before the guards can spot her. Moments later, they hear some guards arriving, so they share a kiss, pretending to be lovers. As soon as the guards depart, the duo flees the scene, and Kurt brings her back to his place. This is one hell of a way to pull chicks, but Kurt is making the best of a bad time. Unbeknownst to them, a piece of Erika's clothing is caught in the barbed wire, and the guards eventually track her to Kurt's house. Sensing the imminent danger, Kurt hides Erika inside a room without a floor, locks the door from outside, and hides the key inside his socks. Not long after, the border guards barge into the house and demand the girl's whereabouts. In response, Kurt lies that they parted ways after taking a short walk together. However, the guards do not believe him and begin searching the entire place. They soon come across the locked room and order that the door be unlocked. Kurt lies that there is no key, so the guards resort to breaking in. The moment they break the door, they discover that the room does not have a floor. Following this, they conclude that the girl is not present in the house and depart. Locked doors will never stop them, but floorless rooms are terrifying. In the aftermath of this incident, Kurt tells Erika that she can't leave the place until it gets dark. He says that he will bring Major Eckhart's vehicle and drop her at home in that. Later at work, he requests the Major's permission to borrow his car for a while, which the latter accepts. Upon getting the permission, Kurt returns home in the car and asks Erika to prepare for her departure. Just then, they hear a knock on the door. It is their neighbor, Marga. Since she saw the Major's car, she pleads with Kurt to help her escape to the west side of Berlin in it. She claims that she has started feeling depressed after living here. It turns out that Marga's husband is in West Berlin, and she desperately wants to reunite with him. However, Kurt asserts that he can do nothing, as he is just a chauffeur. After failing to persuade him, she resorts to blackmailing him because she seems to know that he is hiding Erika. Despite this, he maintains that he is helpless in this matter, which prompts her to leave with a saddened face. Later on, Kurt's mother is furious at him for turning Marga down. She reminds how his father used to help people in every way he could, unlike what he's doing. But this is not enough to convince Kurt, as he claims that his father's generosity led him to prison for 3 years. As their discussion escalates, his mother as well as his sister admits their wish to escape to the other side. Kurt is infuriated to hear this, as he believes that it is clearly a suicide mission. He then storms off to the basement in order to take some time alone. Rooms with no floors help him think. A short while later, Erika approaches him and tries to persuade him to at least give it a try. After a while of deliberation, he comes up with an idea to build a tunnel under the border's barrier, through which they can escape to West Berlin. He then shares his plan with the rest of his family members, and they immediately give him the green light. However, there is a problem. In order to create a tunnel, they must must start drilling through their basement wall, which will create a loud noise. If this noise continues for a long time, the border guards will get suspicious and they might get caught. As a result, Kurt comes up with a brilliant idea to carry out the drilling during Uncle Albrecht's music practice session. But despite this foolproof plan, Kurt asserts them that he has no intention of going with them. The following day, he heads to the car garage where he often has the Major's car maintained. From there, he borrows a drilling machine under the pretense that he is creating a small swimming pool at his place. Just before he departs, he is approached by a man named Walter Brunner. Much to Kurt's surprise, Walter informs him that he will soon be relocating to his house because his mother has rented a room for him. Realizing that it will jeopardize the entire plan, Kurt quickly returns his money, claiming that the room is no longer available. "Stay out of my place, Brunner, you freaking weirdo." From that evening onward, Kurt, Erika, and the other family members initiate their escape plan. One of the family members keeps watch, while the others work under the cover of Uncle Albrecht's music. I hope he teaches drums. As the days pass by, they manage to dig deeper and deeper. They also confide their plan to Marga, who is overjoyed and expresses her gratitude for the same. She doesn't help dig, though. One day, Helmut is playing outside the house with his paper plane when it accidentally gets stuck in the barbed wire fence. The boy proceeds to retrieve it, but he is spotted by the border guards. They confiscate his paper plane and tear it apart to check if it contains any messages. Thankfully, Kurt shows up just in time and somehow manages to save his brother from getting into any trouble. After several days of digging, they come across a tough wall in their way. They try to break through it, but their efforts prove futile as they do not have the proper equipment. Erika suggests that they dig over the wall, but Kurt deems it too risky because they are already very close to the surface. Believing it as a dead end, they all begin to lose hope. Regardless, Uncle Albrecht encourages the team to take the risk because they can't just let several days of their efforts go in vain. When everyone agrees, Kurt also follows suit, reluctantly. One rainy day, while the team is in the middle of the digging process, they are suddenly alarmed by flickering lights. Soon after, Kurt's mother rushes to the basement and informs them about someone at the door. Kurt then answers the front door and finds Walter, who reveals that he knows what is going on in the basement. "I know that you have a weird sex party down there." In order to prove his claim, he shows him a wired pole near the border wall that is loosened up due to the tunnel right beneath it. This revelation sets Kurt in panic, so he rushes back to the tunnel and uses some wooden planks to support the pole. In the next scene, Walter discloses that he has been planning to dig a tunnel as well, but he didn't have enough support to do so. But now he is happy that he has company and expresses his wish to join them. Despite the lack of trust, the team members have no choice but to let him in. Some more days pass, and the team is seen working tirelessly. Apart from all this, Kurt and Erika eventually fall in love with each other. She also manages to convince him to escape with the rest of them. One night, Erika suddenly passes out due to low oxygen levels in the tunnel. Kurt hurriedly brings her out and lets her breathe some fresh air through the window. During this private time, Erika expresses her dream of reaching the other side and reuniting with her brother. Hearing this, Kurt is unable to hide the truth any longer, so he summons the courage to reveal that her brother is no more. He asserts that he wanted to tell her about it in the very beginning, but she didn't allow him, and as the days passed by, he didn't have the guts to tell her. This revelation leaves her in shock, causing her to tear up, but Kurt is there to console her. In the next couple of days, the tunnel is finally completed, confirmed by a glimpse through a small opening. Kurt immediately shares this news to the rest of the team members, who then intend to break out during the nighttime. That evening, Marga goes to Erika's place and informs her parents about her whereabouts. She even reveals about the secret tunnel and asks them to join her mission. Unfortunately, this turns out to be a big mistake. Erika's father, who is a professor favoring the communist regime, immediately relays this plan to Major Eckhart. He only has one condition: that his daughter be saved. Marga probably should have known that about her own freaking dad. Meanwhile, Kurt is waiting to drive the Major when he senses that the authorities are after him. Sensing the imminent danger, he takes the Major's car and hurries home. Upon arrival, he is shocked to learn that his family has invited Uncle Albrecht's band members and some more people to join the escape, bringing the number of escapees to 28. 28. Despite this, Kurt has no time to react, so he immediately instructs all of them to start moving. As the soldiers besiege their house, the Schroeders, their friends, and Erika are in the midst of their escape, with Kurt guarding the rear. One of the soldiers spots him and chases him through the tunnel. Amidst this intense moment, Kurt somehow manages to collapse the tunnel behind him, but he gets shot in the process. Fortunately, Erika comes back to his rescue and takes him along. They then proceed deeper into the tunnel until they finally reach the other side. While many more remain imprisoned in East Berlin, Kurt, Erika, and 26 others are able to start a new and peaceful life. And they could have saved way more if Marga war nicht so ein Idiot gewesen. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.